Hi, hello, good morning, and welcome everybody to this panel about strategy e-commerce to boost and improve the efficiency of the e-commerce. With me, I'm Elena Garcia from the startup Banco Sabadell, and with me I have Francesc Font, co-CEO and co-founder of Incaptio Coffee. And also we have Pepita from another Success e-commerce. She's CEO and co-founder of We Are Knitters. And we have Danny from Google, Danny from Google Customer Solutions. He's digital strategy lead in Google España. And Diego Marcos, founder and CTO of Paycomet, Banco Sabadell's Paycomet platform for business, for digital business. So our life has changed, not only because of the COVID, but also because of the crisis, the war, teleworking, and our habits have changed. But we have some very important e-commerce companies that they are improving and they are doing more efficient their jobs. I will try to ask them which is their keys for success. And let's start with Daniel from Google. Maybe before answering, if just in case there is someone in the public who doesn't know who is Google, which is your function in the e-commerce, especially in terms of data analytics in the marketing online?
Well, thank you very much, and so happy to be here. Google is probably known by most people in the room, I assume, but we do play a very important role in the e-commerce world, especially in discovering. There's a very important element, especially for e-commerce companies, which is there's so much competition, there's so many cool companies, and there's so many products in the market, and we play a very important role in allowing startups, small companies, and big companies as well to be discovered. And being discovered at Google doesn't only mean be discovered when someone searches, which is what most of us think about, but it's also about the discovery feed. It's also about YouTube, which is a very important part of this discovery process. So we tend to think, we like to think that we help companies bring customers closer to them, and we help customers discover cool companies and products.
Okay, thank you very much. And what about you, Pepita, an e-commerce specialized in knitters? Could you put us in context with your experience and how do you have lived these all changes in these last years?
Thank you for inviting me. I'm very happy to be here with Sabadell and my colleagues. We Are Knitters has been in the market for almost 11 years now, so we are, I think, the most veteran ones. We are very particular because we work in a very niche market, which is the rule number one about entrepreneurship, is like do it in a mass market. So we did it the contrary, but now, 10 years later, we are very happy. I think in the niche is the opportunity now, with big players having a lot of space. And in our case, our mission was to bring back knitting, which is like, for people who doesn't know, is something that you do with yarn and you create your own clothes. So it was to bring back knitting to the young people. Knitting is relaxing, knitting is something that it could be very cool, and it was completely démodé, no? We brought back, we can say, we've been working only selling online, 100% is online, 95% of our business, it is international, especially in the US, Germany, and France. We are very proud to do it with a team based in Madrid. So we are 35 people based in Madrid selling yarn online. So this is the reason why I say that we are the most technological startup in Spain, which is not true.
But
it was, we did that thank you to the technology. And of course, we've been doing that for 10 years, and COVID was a super catalyst and a very boosting period for us, because it was something that you did it at home and 100% online. So we did a very, very good year, and most important, we convert a lot of people into knitters.
Okay, thank you. And I would like to have the POS opinion. Diego from Paycomet, you were invested by Banco Sabadell, and then you are belong to our DNA. And could you explain us which are your best solution or the tools you are providing to the e-commerce to make them succeed?
That's right. Thank you so much for joining us here. It's a pleasure. Yeah, we are in the market from 12 years ago. We started with Sabadell 4 years ago. We are a payment gateway. We are mainly focused in e-commerce, but we also work with brick-and-mortar e-commerce. The world is changing, and that's right. We must switch between the two worlds, and that's the reason to have a payment gateway in your life, because you must use and think about the information of the payment of your customer, like an email or ID. It's a personal ID today. So we have not only credit debit cards, credit debit cards are in Spain the main solution here to pay, but we also have alternative payments methods, and we also move the e-commerce channel to the brick and mortar also in order to have an omni-channel solutions for the markets, for the e-commerce and the companies and the merchants.
Okay, thank you. I'm Frances from Incapto. As we have been spoken before, for Incapto the customer is very important, as well as the model direct to consumer. And why do you consider this is the clue for you in Incapto? But before answering also, make us a little pitch about what Incapto is, please.
Okay, thank you. I don't know, Incapto means non-capsulated, think out of the capsule. And we bring to the market a solution of consistent on specialty coffee for homes and offices, plus fully automatic coffee machines that we design ourselves and we manufacture it here in Europe. And I was wondering if COVID has been a catalyst for us or not, because today it's our second anniversary, so I don't know. But well, we are very happy to be here and to bring good coffee to every home. Better for you, better for your wallet, and better for the planet. And answering your question, yes, we are a direct-to-consumer brand. We have a subscription model. We sell machines and a subscription model. And for us, it's really important because we can have a lot of feedback from our customers and improve in terms of coffee, if it's well roasted, if they like machines. And this feedback is fantastic for us. It's also good for customers because we don't have intermediaries, so we can offer a very good product at a very good price. So I think it's a win-win for everybody. And I think that direct-to-consumer models are here to stay, and more companies are embracing direct-to-consumer models.
Okay, thank you. So we have there the customer. Coming back to you, Pepita, how has it been to create a community of knitters all around the world, and how do you have approached your consumers, making your product profitable and you are very well known with the hashtag We Are Knitters and so on?
Yes, we are very known, and we have grown a lot through our community. It was mostly organic. We have between Instagram and Facebook more than 1 million. In Instagram alone, it is 700K. And with the hashtag We Are Knitters, there is like more than 300,000 pictures of our own users that they are very proud of doing something with their hands. So for us, it was very easy to start it because it's something that it was born naturally. Like people were like doing something for the first time, and the first thing they wanted it is to tell it to the world. So for us, it was very natural, and we help now a lot of entrepreneurs, and a lot told us like, how have you done that, no? And the truth it is that it was for 10 years something 24/7. My co-founder Alberto is still in charge of it. So for us it was in the core of the business, and we really put it in core of the business. We take care of it, and it was a very constant workflow. Of course, when we notice that, we do a lot of strategies to boost it, like contest, like regramming the content done by the users, and but it was very organic. And it's true that for us, that we've been profitable. Now the revenues are 15 million, and we are profitable since a lot of years now. And it's true that the organic community helped us to leverage all the growth, and we didn't have to invest so much money in marketing online. But Daniel knows that we invest also a lot of money in online marketing.
It's important.
It's important, but also the community.
It's a mix.
It's a mix. It's a good mix.
Okay, and Frances, as e-commerce can be back or speaking about the relationship with your consumer, how do you see the world of the social media? Maybe we are speaking about maybe YouTube like a content channel, or maybe even a WhatsApp to communicate with your customer.
Yeah, I really understand what Pepita said, because when we launched Incapto with our co-founder, we said, we don't want to work for Google and Facebook. And you understand me, we invest a lot of money in Google and Facebook, but the effective revenue share, we say, okay, we don't want to give the 50% of our revenue to Google. That's not healthy. So YouTube, for instance, for us, generating good content, videos is really good for us. And the interaction with our customers via WhatsApp is very important now. I think that is coming a very big revolution in terms of WhatsApp, conversational commerce, all this. All our conversations with our customers are through phone and WhatsApp. And it's great because they feel that they can get in touch with us at any moment. And that's why we can have good lifetime value, good retention, such as you. Yeah.
Yeah, we know that, well, even in our DNA, we are trying to imply also the WhatsApp. So, Daniel, maybe, I'm sure you can share with us some news about your last Google Marketing Live to sell and improve their position as e-commerce. And what can you say about the automation in Google as a tool for being more effective for the e-commerce?
Yes, as probably people know, like Google Marketing Live is the event, annual event that Google has in order to launch ad products. So basically all the updates that we have in terms of products. And I think it connects pretty well with what Pepita was saying before in terms of some of the paid channels being also very important in terms of growing. And one of the goals that we have at Google for our products is to make it easier for users to discover relevant content. So it's not really about having ads everywhere, because we probably find them a little bit annoying sometimes, but it's really to make sure that the ads that people find are as relevant as possible, not only because it's better for the user, but because it's better for e-commerce and for companies like Pepita's, because she's going to invest less money and it's going to be more profitable for her business. So one of the updates that we have made is to make search, so every time we go on Google and we search for something, way more visual, so people can find products easily. They can find, for instance, the knitting equipment that Pepita says, or different kind of products on search way more visually, and that people can also buy instantly. So there is not this need of going on Google, then going to the website, then adding all of your credit card details. So we're trying to make it as smooth as possible, so Google can play the role of enabling small companies and medium companies to succeed in the digital world.
So at the end, you are trying to connect all the channels must be connected and joined and linked without any lack of information. And maybe, Diego, from the point of view of the consumer, of your consumer, how do you realize that the payment experience are been changing and influencing with different methods of payments? And, well, why all these changes about payments and financing are, impacting in our habits?
A lot, because we have two examples here of success customer engagement, because I love the idea, because I think that the changes we are having now, it's probably the user experience, is to engage with your customer, not offer just a cheap product. And this is especially important because it's like using or consider the payment like another thing of your customer, another retrieval of data that is extremely important also. We have the product of tokenization, for example. And if you are a customer that they have, for example, subscriptions, you can have the subscription of a customer and know when the customer needs, for example, coffee, and you can make the payment directly to the customer. So it's very interesting because it's not only the credit cards. If, for example, Incaptio goes to Portugal market, they will have multi-banco, and they must to use that alternative payment method. So it's pretty important to have the customer engagement, the payment details on your behalf to provide a very user experience, because no one wants to pay. You know, you want to provide a good service, a good experience selling your product, and you want to forget about the experience of payment. It's the last step. And if you have already your credit card, for example, in your account, and just paying one click with the PSD2, of course,
Always regulation.
Yeah, that's a good experience for the customer. So I think it's pretty important to have in mind that there is a lot of options to pay. It's not just credit, debit card, and also the engagement of the customer of your e-commerce, and also the brick-and-mortar solutions, because today there's a lot of e-commerce going to physical shops because it's getting cheaper, the rents, and you have another option to engage more your customer in a place.
Okay, so we are trying to sum up and to recap this panel by the tips and tricks from your business. So, Frances, to sum up, which is your core business and which are the keys in Incaptio that you have, to be a succeed e-commerce?
I would say that we are really customer-centric, really product-centric. I mean, we wanted to offer the market a new coffee experience. We knew that Nespresso and coffee pots were leader in the market with more than 50% of the market. So we focused on how could we change this experience, and we focus on product. Then we can go directly. For instance, Nespresso is a direct-to-consumer business model. And I think that the business model is what makes you different. You can be a good company or a bad company, and bad companies can learn how to be a good company. But your business model is what makes you unique. So that's where we decided that we needed to manufacture machines, coffee machines by ourselves with our own brand. We need to go to everywhere in the world and bring good coffee here, roast our own coffee, and offer a sustainable solution. So I would say that the key factor is the product. It's not the go-to-market. We have a business model, a direct-to-consumer business model, and with our unique product, that's what makes us unique, and that's what I think that it's a great part of our success.
Okay, thank you very much. And Daniel, as a specialist in digital strategy, which are the keys to both the profitability and what do you think anticipation, like, for the next Black Friday, what you can say with us?
Yeah, I would summarize it in 3 A's, which consultants like to do this a lot. So I would say analytics. So it's really about using your own data and really understanding what you're doing with your customers, as we were saying, all of these payment flows, A/B testing, like really getting really in depth in terms of data and being really analytical. I think that's a very important element. Then there's another one, especially with paid marketing, the part of automation. I think the times where CMOs or paid media specialists were like doing keywords one by one or like doing everything manually is over. Like we have machine learning, we have automation, and we can rely on that to help customers and companies grow. And the last but not least, as you were saying, anticipation. I think it's a very important one. And it's summer here, and no one's thinking about Black Friday except for all of these people. We are already thinking about Black Friday, and actually, everyone. So actually, Black Friday, and I have some data here from Google. About 59% of Black Friday queries actually took place 4 weeks before Black Friday on Google. So this tells you a lot about the need to be early, to anticipate, to plan a strategy, and to really understand that your customers are looking for products and are looking to discover products, not just on the day that there's the offer, but probably a couple of weeks or even 4 or 5 weeks before that happens. So there's this recipe of analytics, automation, and also anticipation.
Thank you very much. We have some clues, especially for Google. Diego, what should a platform have to make an e-commerce more efficient? To recap everything you have said in this panel.
Yeah, of course. It's so many things. I think the user should be the center of the experience. And this is very important. Please think about the information you can grab for a payment. For example, it's not the same a customer with is paying with a platinum card than a debit card, for example. And if you want to retrieve this information from the tokenization you have of the customer, you must to segment your customer. It's extremely important to use the data, not to store the data, use the data. It's completely different. And today, the e-commerce, talking about e-commerce, you know, it's completely, it's more complex because you can't track today the users in the same way you are used to. So you must to get more information about the experience of your user to get a better engagement. So if you, for example, have a brick-and-mortar commerce and you can get the payment through a normal payment device, okay, and you can tokenize the customer, they can use the same payment, the same payment instrument for the online e-commerce. So you know you are getting a completely omni-channel solution for your customers. So today you must to think about give your user experience another turn, and get all the information and use that information to, for example, like the e-commerce we have here, great engagement with the customer. So using the payment gateway is an option because you get more data in your e-commerce or merchant.
Okay, thank you very much, Diego and Pepita. For you, the last question. Which are the most important keys that you are applying and we are knitters to best profitability and efficiency?
Yeah. Before I forgot, we are opening our first permanent store in September in Madrid. So Diego, we need to talk. We need to talk about the brick and mortar. I was thinking, I
also
forgot.
with Google.
Yeah. No, it's true. It's the first experience.
And with coffee in the experience in the store.
No, because we are going to do knitting parties there. So no, it's true. We need to talk about it. And no, our keys to be. I think I already told one. I think the technology is very important to be efficient. At the beginning, when you are starting, and especially us, that we were selling like yarns, something very, very, very physical, and the experience is physical, and we play with that, no? We are like telling people, like, it's not only about online, it's not only about technology, you need to disconnect, but at the same time, we leverage a lot in technology, and it is thank you of thinking about that in the very early days of We Are Knitters, that now we are like very profitable, like with a very lean team, like doing international sales through technology and having everything very automated. I don't know who told it was also Daniel, no? The automation is the key, and even if you do something very physical, you need to think about technology since the very beginning.
Okay, thank you very much. So we have arrived to the end of this panel. Thank you very much, and I hope you have enjoyed at least as much as I have. And well, we have been talking about challenge. I have some tips like organic growth, omni-channel solution, WhatsApps, methods of payments, data, information, automation, anticipation, engagement, our customer, consumer, and maybe the most important of all of this is that everything must be linked, and we have to go together to make us all efficiency as possible as we can. So I ask you a big applause for all of them, and see you next time.
Thank you.